The Ghost Beneath the Banyan Tree. In a small village in northern Vietnam, there was an ancient banyan tree. Villagers often whispered about this tree, for it was said to be haunted by a mysterious ghost. During the day, the tree looked normal, but as night fell, especially on cloudy moonlit nights, a faint voice could be heard from its roots, soft crying followed by a chilling whisper. "Take my life. Take my life." Many years ago, a young girl named Lan lived with her elderly mother in the village. Lan was known for her beauty and kindness, but her family was poor. One day, a wealthy and cruel landowner from the village took an interest in her. He tried to persuade her, offering her wealth and comfort in exchange for becoming his mistress. Despite her hardship, Lan refused. Angered by her defiance, the landowner ordered her to be kidnapped and taken to the banyan tree. That night, in a fierce rainstorm, she was tortured to death. Her body was buried beneath the tree, hidden away to erase all evidence. From that moment on, it was said that her spirit could not rest, forever wandering beneath the banyan tree, crying out in anguish and seeking revenge. A few years later, the landowner's family began to suffer misfortune. The landowner himself fell mysteriously ill, without a fever that no one could cure, and he died in agony, constantly calling out Lan's name. His wife and children disappeared without a trace, leaving behind an abandoned, empty house. The villagers spoke of eerie happenings. On moonless nights, passers-by often heard footsteps behind them, but when they turned, no one was there. Some even claimed to have seen a ghostly figure of a woman standing beneath the banyan tree, her face hidden by her long hair. Her eyes glowed bright red, filled with rage and sorrow. The story grew even more chilling when an old man named Bai, a farmer who worked in the village, shared his own experience. He claimed that one stormy night, while working in a field near the banyan tree, he saw a figure in the distance, calling to him. Thinking it was someone who had gotten lost, he approached. But as he got closer, he saw that the woman had no legs and was floating above the ground. Her face was pale, with glowing red eyes, and her long hair blew wildly in the wind. Terrified, he turned to flee, but he heard a cold, haunting voice say, "You won't escape either." After that night, Old Man Bai fell ill and passed away a few days later. On his deathbed, he spoke of the girl appearing in his dreams, staring at him with eyes full of hatred. The legend of the ghost beneath the banyan tree spread throughout the village. In an attempt to appease the restless spirit, the villagers built a small shrine by the tree, lighting incense day and night. But some still whispered that whenever the shrine was disturbed or the incense was knocked over, a curse would follow, bringing misfortune to those who dared to disrespect it. To this day, the banyan tree still stands tall, an eerie witness to the tragedy of Lan's untimely death. And on moonless nights, the cries of a woman in torment can still be heard echoing through the village, calling for revenge. Hy vọng câu chuyện này phù hợp với yêu cầu của bạn.